it's your host Red. I got a video today of women hitting the wall, and one regretting, a lot of women defending the fact that there is a wall, and there's women that don't think that there's a wall at all. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
Okay, I have some excellent facts for you. Men's fertility actually does decrease with age, just like women's. There are very few reputable sperm banks that will take donations from men who are over the age of 40. I couldn't find a single one of them that would take donations from a man over the age of 50. And that's because sperm motility is affected by age, genetic defects increase with age, etc.
Makes sense.
There's also been a lot of studies that are coming out on this topic. There's one that came out that shows that men are 30% less likely to be able to fertilize an egg after the age of 40. Men who are younger than 35 have a 52% fertility rate. Over 35, that number drops to 25%. And then let's talk about erectile dysfunction, which affects a huge amount of men. 40% of men are affected by ED by the time they are 40. 70% of men have it by the time they are 70. So this idea that men are more fertile than women isn't exactly true.
It is exactly true. You just admitted it with your stats right now. We are still fertile until we're 70. You said it. Most people in their 70s is when they have the erectile dysfunction. Men can still have kids long into their 70s. Women cannot have kids usually after 40, 42. So yes, fertility is different for men and women. For you to argue that right now is dumbfounded, because your stats literally prove that men are still fertile in later ages.
Their fertility is also declining as they age.
Well, yeah, we know this.
Also, there's no such thing as a wall. There's no wall.
Yeah, it's called when you can't have kids anymore. That's a big wall for women. And a lot of men want kids. Women just think when we tell them these things, we're just attacking them instead of just taking it with stride and analyzing it. It's like, oh, I think they're right. Maybe I should, warn other people about this age thing. No, they just take it as an attack and then fight back with other stats about men. So, but if women are this, then men are this too. We never said anything about men. We know men can be fertile until later ages. We know men lose their fertility at certain ages. We know these things. But women stop having kids in their 40s. Period. That cannot be unchanged. There's no percentage of people making it through that much. For men, there's constantly men having kids in their 50s and 60s nowadays.
I'm
So this is why it's just to shut her
this
up.
horrible realization. I have spent most of my days figuring out how I can become physically, mentally, financially, spiritually healthy enough to be able to afford and take care of a child. And not only have I taken that time, but I've done the math, and it does not work out.
Nope.
I am not young enough.
Nope.
Or fertile enough,
Nope.
or financially stable enough
Nope.
to even do another round of IVF. And at 36,
She's 36, lady. I'm just talking to the lady before this clip. And is using IVF and still having issues having kids. So women just spouting whatever they want to spout just to defend themselves does not negate facts. Does not negate that these women are going through exactly what men are saying.
I'm sorry, you're gonna say, you have time. I don't.
You don't.
Because I can't spend another minute of my life trying to make something work when I'm just fighting upstream. I don't have a support system. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources or the community. And it just kills me. It kills me that I had embryos with my ex-husband that were viable and they're just gone now. And my future with those children and my life as a mother is just, it's gone. And it's not just that it's gone, it's the fact.
See, I don't feel bad for these women. I feel bad for society. These women made their choices and they have to live with it, right? But society lost out on children and maybe a good parent. We don't even know, right? But she's lost out on a good portion of her life right now that she feels, because that's what she wanted in life, was kids. Like, people just want to work and not have kids and die. And like, to me, that seems very purposeless in the world. At least to have kids, in my opinion, is a purpose of men and the purpose of women, and to take care of their kids and to raise them to be very strong members of society.
Fact that it was decided for me
Can't take accountability. It was
by
decided
so many
for her.
other people and factors.
Other
And that's
people
what
and
kills
factors.
me, because it was not my choice.
Yeah.
And I'm angry. And I'm heartbroken.
This is what happens.
I'm sitting here with just this.
So when men tell women you're gonna hit the wall soon, take it with a grain of salt. You know, actually analyze what men are saying. Yes, some of them are saying it to trash on women, but a lot of them are also saying it because they see what's happening and they know where this is headed.
What do you feel about that hitting the wall phrase?
I think it's an accurate depiction of a natural phenomenon. I think that women do reach a certain point in their life where their value, when I say value, I mean value in the eyes of men specifically, does decrease when they reach a certain age. In terms of fertility, obviously you're older, you're not as attractive, but also like you've had more life experience, and I think the majority of men want a woman that hasn't had a lot of life experience because they want to build that life with you.
Exactly.
What do you...
Perfect.
You've got a single 46-year-old woman. She's found herself in an unhappy situation. She's got a lot to say.
I want a relationship, that's what I want. I had all the adventures, I have all the stories to tell. I just want somebody that I can
Look at her
count on.
hair.
All I just heard
She's
is
not even
that she had
attractive
all
or
the
trying to be
partying. She
attractive
was
to
out there
men.
finding herself for a really long time. She's 46. How appetizing to a man to know that you got all the nasty out of your system, and now here he is. You want someone reliable and dependable now that you did all that, and he gets to have that consistent image of you doing all the nasty with everybody before because you just told him. How desirable. Why is the brain dead so thick? I'll tell you why. Because all of these women absorb all of this modern feminism for so long, and women lie to them. They tell them that guys are somehow going to receive that information well, and that guy is just like, bye. See you later.
Yep.
You had all the stories? I don't want to know. I don't want to have to go to the STD clinic either on my way out of here, honey. You've got...
Let me help you recognize when a woman had hit the wall. When a woman had hit the wall, when you see them crying on any social media outlet and they're about 26 and it's yet again another failed relationship or a third relationship have not worked out, and they seen all their friends married and they're still single and the clock is ticking, she hit the wall. If you see a woman on social media crying and
I agree with her and how her definition is. It actually isn't really too much about age. It's when they are starting to realize that everybody else is settling down and they might not be able to settle down because they fucked around too much and found out.
any woman consulting them in the comments, she hit the wall, and the wall is a nasty place for a woman to be.
Correct.
She's about 26 going into her 30s, and she had hit that wall because yet again...
You know, another thing I think a lot of women rail back on this wall thing, because prior generations never had to deal with this. But, well, slightly. There was old maids and, you know, spinsters and stuff, but they were rare in occasions. Now it's the mainstream, and majority of the women are going towards this wall. So they're not happy.
Another failed relationship. That's how you could recognize when a woman had hit the wall. Guys, I'm telling you, these women are hitting the wall year after year. They keep hitting the wall because another man has discounted them. When a man tells them, oh, it's not you, I just want something casual, it's because he's not really into her, and she feel like she's not valued.
Yep.
You know, because they hit the wall and they realize that all their friends is married, all their friends had kids, and now she's crying. The wall isn't a fun place for a woman, fellas. She hit the wall. That's how you could recognize when a woman hit that wall. Ha! Yeah. Let me help.
That was some interesting chow. You know, again, we're passport bros. I was just women regretting it. Like women in their 30s, like she's 36 on that second clip and can't have kids. Why would men want to deal with this? One, we have to deal with our spouse crying and sad, just like that woman in the second clip, right? And we're not going to get our kid. We're not going to get the kid that we want. Why would we want to put our spouse through that? I would rather just go for a younger spouse that wouldn't have to go through those issues. Again, even if at 36 she's able to get pregnant, the chances of her surviving the pregnancy is lower now. The chances of her being greatly changed in her body because of giving birth at a later age is much higher now. So this is where men think about this a lot, and women seem to think that we're just pigs, right? Men also think about our spouse. I mean, maybe not all men, but at least I do, right? And when I think about it, if I got with a 30-year-old or a 33-year-old or even a 35-year-old, I think about it. It takes a few years, you know, to get to know each other, get married, and by the time we get married and everything, what age is she gonna be? Is she even gonna be able to have kids anymore? That's the big issue. Men rather just travel overseas, get a young submissive wife, and we don't deal with any of this wall stuff. We don't have to deal with traumatic whatever that this 36-year-old is going through because of the decisions that were made for her and where the decision was taken away from her. Right? Please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. It's chow time.